History is not a river. It is not an inevitable winding path leading to a preordained sea. It is a tapestry of moments, a collection of threads, each one a decision, an accident, a gamble. Pull one thread, and the entire picture changes. We live in a world shaped by these threads, comfortable in the reality they have woven. But what if one of the most critical threads, a thread that holds our entire modern world together, had not been held? What if, in a moment of ultimate crisis, the man who saved the world failed? The year, 1983. It is not an era of peace. It is the freezing heart of the Cold War. The rhetoric of détente is a forgotten memory, replaced by the harsh, accusing language of confrontation. In Washington, President Ronald Reagan has labeled the Soviet Union the evil empire. In Moscow, the ailing, paranoid KGB hardliner Yuri Andropov fears a surprise American decapitation strike, an operation he has codenamed Rian. The world is not just divided, it is primed. It is a powder keg, and the air crackles with static. Just weeks before, on September 1st, Soviet interceptors had shot down Korean Airlines Flight 007, a civilian airliner that had strayed into their airspace. 269 people, including a United States congressman, were killed. The act was seen in the West as a brutal, unprovoked massacre. In the East, it was seen as proof of American espionage, of aggressive probing of their defenses. The tension was not merely high, it was visceral, it was suffocating. This is the world that greets Lieutenant Colonel Stanislav Petrov on the night of September 26, 1983. He is the duty officer at Serpukhov 15, a secret bunker just outside Moscow. His job is to monitor the OKO early warning satellite system, the Soviet Union's eye in the sky, its sentinel against a surprise American nuclear launch. The bunker is a place of quiet, sterile dread. The men who work here are trained for one thing: to process the end of the world. They are trained to trust the system. The doctrine of mutually assured destruction, the terrifying logic that keeps the peace, depends on one simple, horrifying idea. If they launch, we launch. There is no time for doubt. There is no time for committees. The flight time of a Minuteman intercontinental ballistic missile from a silo in North Dakota to a target in Moscow is roughly 30 minutes. The time to detect, confirm, and launch a retaliatory strike is less than 10. Just past midnight, Moscow time, the calm is shattered. A siren wails. On the screen before Petrov, a single stark word flashes: launch. The system reports a single missile originating from the continental United States, then another, and another, until the screen declares that 5 Minuteman ICBMs are in the air. Their trajectory, the Soviet Union. In our timeline, this is the moment Stanislav Petrov becomes the most important man on Earth. He is a soldier, but he is also an engineer. He knows this satellite system is new, prone to errors. He looks at the data. Only 5 missiles? A real first strike, he reasons, would be an all-out barrage. Thousands of missiles, not 5. He looks at the ground-based radar screens. They are clear. The system must be faulty. Against all protocol, against the panicked shouts of his subordinates, Stanislav Petrov makes a command decision. He reports the launch as a system malfunction. He bets the fate of the world on a gut feeling, and he is right. It was a computer glitch caused by a rare alignment of sunlight reflecting off high-altitude clouds. But what if? What if the man on duty had not been Stanislav Petrov? What if it had been a more rigid officer, a man who believed in the infallibility of the machine? Or what if Petrov himself, his mind clouded by the recent Cal 007 incident, by the paranoia piped down from the Kremlin, by the sheer deafening terror of the moment, had chosen to follow the book? In this alternate timeline, the what if becomes our reality. The screen flashes launch. 5 missiles. Petrov sees it. He hesitates, but the protocol is clear. Launch on warning. To wait for ground radar confirmation is to risk decapitation. He picks up the dedicated telephone line to the General Staff of the Soviet Armed Forces. His voice, thick with adrenaline, does not report a glitch. He reports the data. Missile attack. The signal rockets up the chain of command. In a bunker beneath the Kremlin, The Cheget, the Soviet nuclear briefcase, is activated. General Secretary Yuri Andropov, ill and confined, is given the news. 5 American missiles are airborne. It is the moment he has feared. Is this the decapitation strike? An attempt to take out Moscow and the leadership? There is no time to debate. There is only time to react. The logic of launch on warning is absolute. If the Americans have launched, the Soviet Union must respond before its own arsenal is destroyed on the ground. The order is given. The keys are turned. Across the vast expanse of the Soviet Union, from fortified silos in Siberia to submarines hidden beneath the Arctic ice, the response is not proportional. It is total. The R-36 Satan missiles, the most powerful and terrifying weapons ever built, ignite in their holes. The Earth shudders. Within minutes, hundreds of warheads are arcing over the North Pole. In Washington, D.C., it is late afternoon on September 25th. At the North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD, deep within Cheyenne Mountain, the screens light up like a hellish Christmas tree. It is not a glitch. It is not 5 missiles. It is a mass launch. Hundreds of inbound signals. The president is rushed to the situation room. The football is opened. The confirmation is immediate. This is not a drill. The Soviet Union has launched a full-scale first strike. There would be no deliberation, as a strategic analyst might put it. The war plan, the single integrated operational plan, was already written. The moment of confirmed Soviet launch, the American response was automatic. The only decision was whether the president or his successor would be alive to give the order. The order is given. From silos in Montana, Wyoming, and the Dakotas, the Minuteman missiles roar to life. From the depths of the Atlantic and Pacific, Trident missiles erupt from the sea. High-altitude B-52 bombers, already airborne as part of their constant alert, receive the GO codes. They turn towards their targets within the Soviet Union. The first domino, pushed by Petrov's report, has now toppled an entire unstoppable line. The first Soviet warheads begin to arrive. The initial targets are not cities. They are the command and control centers and the American missile fields. NORAD in Cheyenne Mountain, the Strategic Air Command headquarters in Omaha, Nebraska, the Pentagon, Whiteman Air Force Base, the silos of the Dakotas. The goal is to win the counterstrike, to destroy America's ability to fire back. But it is too late. The American missiles are already in the air. Now, the city killers arrive. A 1-megaton warhead detonates in the skies above Washington, D.C. The flash is 1,000,000 times brighter than the sun. In an instant, the White House, the Capitol, the Lincoln Memorial, all are vaporized. A fireball 2 miles wide scours the city, followed by a shockwave that flattens everything for a radius of 10 miles. New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, London, Paris, Bonn. The capitals of the West are erased from the map in minutes. The American warheads, arriving slightly later, do the same to the east. Moscow, Leningrad, Kiev, the Soviet military complexes. The exchange is not a battle, it is a mutual, automated execution. But the visible destruction is only the beginning. With the first high-altitude bursts, a new weapon is unleashed. The electromagnetic pulse, or EMP. A wave of energy washes over entire continents at the speed of light. Every electronic circuit not hardened against it is fried. Cars stop. The power grid collapses. Radio and television go silent. In a single moment, the complex interconnected scaffolding of modern civilization is kicked out from underneath it. There are survivors. In cities, millions are caught in the firestorms, hurricane-force winds of superheated air that suck the oxygen from the lungs. But in rural areas, far from the primary targets, people see the flashes on the horizon and wonder what has happened. They will not wonder for long. The second wave of destruction begins. The fallout. The winds, the jet streams, carry the fine, pulverized, intensely radioactive dust from the thousands of ground bursts. It is an invisible poison. Where it rains, it brings a black, greasy water that kills all it touches. Those who survive the blasts, who find shelter in basements or subways, now face a new enemy. We jump forward, not years, but 6 months. We are in the spring of 1984, but there is no spring. The thousands of massive firestorms from the burning cities and forests of North America, Europe, and Asia have ejected over 100 million tons of fine black soot into the upper atmosphere. This dark shroud now envelops the globe. It is the nuclear winter, a theory that was, in 1983, only just being hypothesized by scientists like Carl Sagan. In this timeline, it is a proven, horrific reality. The sun is a dim, reddish smudge in a perpetually dark sky. Daylight is a weak twilight. Temperatures across the globe have plummeted by an average of 20 degrees Celsius. In the American heartland, it is 40 degrees below zero in July. The growing seasons have not just failed, they have ceased to exist. All crops are dead, all livestock dead. The rivers and lakes are frozen solid, their water contaminated with radiation. The new reality is not a new civilization. It is a planetary funeral. Who are the winners and losers? There are no winners. The losers are the estimated 2 billion people who died in the first 90 minutes of the exchange. The survivors, the remaining 3 billion, are now the ones who envy the dead. In the Southern Hemisphere, in places like Australia, South America, and Africa, the bombs did not fall. These regions were not targeted, but they are not spared. The radioactive fallout, carried by global winds, has blanketed the entire planet, and the cold, the endless, sunless cold, has destroyed their agriculture as surely as it did in the north. Famine is the new global superpower. We move forward again. 10 years. It is 1993. In our timeline, this was the age of the internet's birth, of new democracies, of a post-Cold War optimism. In this alternate world, 1993 is a meaningless number. Human civilization has collapsed. The global population has fallen by 95%. The remnants of humanity huddle in small, brutal, tribal bands. They are scavengers. They fight over sealed cans of food from the before time. They burn billion-volume libraries for a few minutes of warmth. The great government bunkers, the ark projects built for the leaders, have all failed. They were designed to withstand the blast, but not the new world. They were designed for months, perhaps a few years. But when the filters clogged, when the diesel ran out, when disease or madness or infighting took hold, they became concrete tombs. Technology has reversed by centuries. The most valuable skills are no longer computer programming or finance. They are knowing how to find drinkable water, how to start a fire without matches, and how to use a knife. Knowledge itself is lost. The few who survive to old age tell stories of the flash, of the time when men controlled the sun and, in their arrogance, pulled it down from the sky. The irony is devastating. The two great 20th century ideologies, capitalism and communism, fought a battle for the future of humanity. The systems they built to protect their way of life, the automated systems of mutually assured destruction, have ensured that there is no future at all. The moon, which we touched in our timeline, remains a distant white rock in a black sky, a goal as impossibly far away as it was for a caveman. This is the world that was born the moment Stanislav Petrov followed protocol. We look back from the relative safety of our own unbroken timeline. We see a world of conflict, of uncertainty, of new tensions. But we also see sunlight. We see cities. We see art and science and life, all of it. Every breath we take, every child born, every idea shared, all of it exists because, on one night, in one bunker, one man looked at a screen demanding the end of the world and said no. Stanislav Petrov's decision was not a failure of the system. It was the system's only success. It was the moment the human heart proved stronger than the microchip. The alternate reality of 1983 teaches us a terrifying lesson. It teaches us that history is not made of stone, permanent and unyielding. It is a fragile thing. It is balanced on the razor's edge of single moments, of individual choices, of a gut feeling in the dark. The world we know is not a guarantee. It is a gift, given to us by the man who held the apocalypse in his hands and refused to close his fist.